COVID has been tough on us all, but we need to look ahead and think about our future, people. Apprenticeships, paid work placements and traineeships are ready and waiting for you. If you want to be an engineer, working in the construction industry or pushing forward in work and employment, come and talk to us. Start one of our apprenticeships, traineeships, study programs or short courses. So get inspired, get skilled, get supported and go further quicker with Hull Training and Adult Education. We're here to get you sorted.
Hi and welcome to Hull Training and Adult Education's construction virtual event. We'll be going through a number of areas. We'll be showing you classrooms, we'll be showing you videos to give you a glimpse of what we do here at construction in our apprenticeships. We will be talking to employers, giving you more information of what the employer expects for an apprenticeship. And I will be talking to Carol regarding some frequently asked questions that come up at all the apprenticeship events. Here's the videos, have a look, and I'll join you later.
A construction apprenticeship is a fantastic idea. You get that real life on-site experience and you're learning the skills that are there on site every day. And also you're getting paid for it as well. So here at Hull Training we offer levels 2 and 3 in site carpentry and joinery, level 2 in bricklaying. We offer level 2 in painting and decorating. We offer a level 2 certificate in fenestration installation and fenestration manufacturing.
At Endeavour we've got a fully equipped workshops. We just updated all the spray side because we believe the spray side is going to be the future of painting and decorating. We have full functioning classrooms with smart boards, so the facilities are absolutely excellent for learners to come in. The new courses, what they're doing now is so much more than just an apprenticeship, learning painting and decorating. It's life skills, it's communications, they need to know a lot more about the companies they're working for, how to deal with customers. So it's broadened in its way, and of course we're manufacturing and products changing. We're trying to keep up to date with current materials, more modern materials, and the learners have got to be aware of this as well.
I wanted to do something more hands-on and I wanted to do something that would give me a bit of life experience as well, so I chose to start looking at trades and construction and stuff. I think you get a bit of both worlds, like you get your qualifications, you get hands-on experience and you're getting paid at the same time, so you can't really go wrong, can you?
I think what we do really well at Hull Training is that we have a really good relationship with our employers. That way we are able to match the perfect person for that company. I get to know the young people, and I think we're quite unique in that way, that we do have that one-to-one relationship with our young people, so we know what the best company is for them and likewise what the company needs, and we can match it. The future prospects for anyone going into construction, the sky's the limit. Construction across the UK is such a skill shortage that they're never going to be out of work. We know the skill shortages because we look at the local market intelligence and we tailor our courses for what the local economy needs.
The apprentices from Hull Training have been absolutely superb. The quality of the apprentices that we've had have been excellent. The training facilities, the lecturers, the tutors have been absolutely outstanding. I've had lots of communications with them, dealing with the apprentices and organising courses and stuff like that. So all I can do is praise the quality that I've had from them.
It's just good. It's just like a good vibe. You're always easy to get along with. The staff are great to work with. Just like the apprentices themselves, they're good to talk to, and just learn off them. They learn off you. It's just one big atmosphere that everyone enjoys.
Hi and welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the video. That gave you a glimpse of what we do in our construction department in the bricklaying, the joinery, the painting and decorating and the fenestration, which is our window installers apprenticeship programme that we also deliver. We deliver with all our employers right across the region, from the NHS to modular build to the site work. please get in touch and let us know if you're interested. Let us answer those questions. We will be going next to our frequently asked questions, followed by our employers. I'll join you there. Now we move on to our frequently asked questions that normally when we're at live events, our apprentices will ask us. So Carol and I are going to go through as they come up on screen and answer your questions. First one is, what is an apprenticeship? Am I okay to take this one?
Yes.
As an apprentice, you learn and you train in a specific role. You're earning while you're learning. You receive holiday leave as well. It's a specific hands-on, real job life experience. Study for at least 20% of your working hours is at the provider or the college to make sure that you've got the theoretical and practical elements within there. Throughout, you will be completing the assessments and in modules that are specific to the apprenticeship and the role that you are undertaking. It's a future, it's a potential career development throughout the apprenticeship. The focus is on knowledge, skills and behaviours for each individual apprenticeship. It's a real life experience. You gain experience, you get paid, you're an employee with a contract of employment. And by the end of the apprenticeship, you'll have the right skills and knowledge needed for a chosen career to develop further and progress to the next stage of your development. Apprenticeships are at any level. It can be 2, 3, up to degree level. And that's the beauty of apprenticeships, is that you do not have that debt when you've actually completed.
Hope that's answered that question. So the next question is, how much time do I attend at my provider? So I'll answer that. I can speak for Hull Training and Adult Education. In all our areas, the attendance is 1 day a week at your college. This gives the tutors and students time to gain theoretical and practical studies and reflected learning needed for the apprenticeship. That's how much time you spend at your provider. It might be that you do some off-the-job training and courses with your employer, and that will also count towards your 20% off-the-job training.
Oh, that's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
And another one of the questions is, what do I get paid as apprentice?
So the hourly rate for a first-year apprentice from April 2021 is £4.30 per hour. Yes, it is going up. It was £4.15 last year. If you're an older apprentice, so you're 19 and above, you would get paid that £4.30 in your first year, and then after that you would get the national minimum wage for your age.
Right. So there is an increase
Yes,
there for
yes.
those more mature students
Yes.
that are deciding to take a career path
Yes.
with an apprenticeship route. That's helpful, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Because obviously people do have various different takes on life.
So the next question that is getting asked more and more now is, what is the endpoint assessment?
Oh, wow, endpoint assessments. They came in with the reforms.
Yeah.
Previously, because we'd done frameworks and MVQs, you built up a portfolio naturally, and then you were assessed in the workplace and assessed in the providers, and then your portfolio was signed off. Now, apprenticeships still run that way, but the endpoint assessment, which we call the EPA, is the final step in the apprenticeship, and Carol always refers to it as the driving lessons.
Yeah.
And then your EPA is that driving test at the end that we've all got to take, otherwise we can't legally drive. Same with apprenticeships, really. All the training that you're doing, whether it be 12 months or 5 years, is a build-up to that endpoint assessment, to that driving test, if you like. It's about the journey that you've had with the employer and the training provider. It goes to an external body who then come and interview, assess, and look at the portfolios. They interview you, you give a presentation. It's really heavy going for some people and it's quite scary to think of it now. But actually, as you finished your apprenticeship, that is you. What you're producing and showing that individual, that awarding body that you've never met before, is your work, and you're just saying, look at me, look how well I've done, and then you're assessed on that work.
Yes.
And then you're given that overarching apprenticeship qualification. Yes. So it's quite exciting, really. A little bit daunting at the beginning, but at the end, it's exciting because you're going to get that qualification.
To note that we're working towards that endpoint assessment, and we'll be practicing all the time, so we'll never we will not put you in for your endpoint assessment if we don't think that young person or apprentice is ready.
And the tutors and the providers speak with the awarding bodies to if they make any changes so that we can update and know that they've made a change to the apprenticeship, because in that communication with employers we found that we just need to tweak things slightly. So it's quite exciting that actually you're getting an individual, independent person say, yes, you have that skill, that knowledge, those behaviours that give you that career path.
Yes.
A lot of apprentices now are asking the question, and they always do, how do I actually find an employer? Do I do that myself? How do we help those young people, anybody, get to that employer?
So in Hull Training, we work with local employers. We work with them to develop their training needs, what apprentices they need. So we've built up a lot of relationships with local employers. So we will assist young people in finding an employer. We will help you build up your CV. We'll help you with interview techniques. We will assist you in every way to find an employer. We also would encourage you to send CVs out to local companies as well. But we do a lot of work with forums, with local employers to find out what they need and who they need. And we would match you with a company and likewise a company with you.
So ultimately, it's the employer that does the final interview, isn't it?
Yes,
that they make the final choice of what
it is.
that person that they require, that meets the criteria of their company and what they're selecting. I mean, when we're looking at new areas as well and developing them, we're looking to a lot of market research, don't we? Of what the new trends are coming into the city, the local economy.
Yes.
Because anybody that's coming on apprenticeship are going to be part of that local economy. The government keeps saying, local economy, make sure that we build upon it. And what I think is very valuable is the work that we do with those employers in getting to know what those new technologies look like, so that we can develop our apprenticeships to make sure that the needs of the city and the young people coming through to the careers, that they can develop those skills as well.
Yes.
I'm always proud of the work that I do in partnership with employers.
Yes.
I mean, during the videos, people will see, the employers are coming in and talking to us and saying their experience of having an apprentice. And some of them have been apprentices of ours previously, which is really, really lovely.
Yes.
And I think that's what the key thing about that partnership work is, so we can talk to the employers, get to know exactly what they need at that particular time, and then we can help develop those apprenticeships to get those people that they need to build their businesses.
Yes.
Which is making us all successful, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Fabulous.
So some young people might not be ready for an apprenticeship. They might not feel that they know exactly what they want to do. So another question we get is, what other options are there for me? So what we offer is pre-apprenticeship programs, which are traineeships and study programs. So a traineeship is a work-based program, basically. It's built around work experience in the area you think you might want to go into. So you would come into college at least one day a week, and you would maybe work on your English and maths if you need that. You'd work on your employability skills, and then the rest of the time you'd be out with an employer working on those real life work
experiences, really, isn't it? It's about getting that real experience of what it's like. I mean, the beauty for me of a pre-apprenticeship program is that if you don't like it, you can go, this career, actually, I didn't think if I was going to be laying bricks, I was going to be freezing cold. It doesn't suit my personality to be able to work outdoors. So therefore, we have to look at different options. Or you might decide that actually that practical element really isn't for me. It's what my mates wanted to do, but it's not what I want to do now. And we can then look and discuss, and we've got careers advisors that we can talk to with you, and then develop into something else really, and make those vital decisions. Not everybody knows what they want to do they, when they leave school or college? There's just so many opportunities out there, and that we can help and say, well, have you looked at this? Have you looked at that? Is this the right career choice for you? Because sometimes people are a little bit blinded by what they think they want to do and what it actually entails to do it. Would you agree with that?
I would, and another programme we offer is a study programme, which is another excellent opportunity. It's a full-time college course, So you're coming in to college to do a level 1 programme in the area that you're interested in. So if it was construction, for example, you could maybe do joinery or bricklaying or painting and decorating. And you do those practical elements, you work on your English and your maths. We also send you on work experience. And at the end of that academic year, you've got that qualification. And then you can go out to an employer and you've already got some skills to take to an employer, which is a really good benefit of a study programme. A lot of employers like a young person to come with some skills, knowledge and behaviours, which you will learn on your level 1 programme.
So just to clarify that, the study programme is more theoretically based within the provider in the classroom.
Yes, it is.
With a little bit of work experience.
Yes, whereas a traineeship is more work experience based and in the college one to 2 days a week.
But during all that time, they're still working to those English and maths that they
are.
need to help them with the apprenticeship that they choose at the end.
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, the question always comes up when we meet people and they're in the 30s and 40s and they're being retrained or upskilled. You know, how am I going to feel walking into that classroom of 16 to 18-year-olds? Well, actually, it's quite like a breath of fresh air for them, and they quite adapt quite quickly. So no, it's just getting back into that learning style again. If you've not done any learning for a while, would you agree with that?
Yes, definitely.
You're having an apprenticeship at the moment, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I'm doing a team leading apprenticeship, so age is no barrier.
And you're walking back into that classroom and having to relearn all the skills that you had in learning before, and we can help you with that because you've got your mentor there as well to help and support. So it's no barrier whatsoever. And the impact that it has on a company is that they are developing their staff for their company to be more productive. So please, if you're thinking about retraining, changing your career path, don't let it stop you. Come and talk to one of us and let's see if we can help and support.
Well, I think that answers all the frequently asked questions I normally get asked on an open evening. But don't forget our team's online to answer any questions that you might have. Also, you can email us on the address that comes up on the screen.
Yeah, thank you. And we're going to now cut to some footage of our classrooms to help and make your decisions. And then we'll be joined by our employers to give you a little bit more information of what we do and how apprenticeships might be suitable for you. Good morning, Headley.
Morning.
Really nice to see you again, and thank you for joining us to create this video to help young and older apprentices decide what they want to do with their future.
No problem, my pleasure.
Just give us an overview of what your actual role is within the NHS and how you've engaged with apprentices in the past.
Well, I work for Hull and East Yorkshire Hospitals and within the Estates Department. My particular role is a building estates officer, so I look after all the building maintenance, planned and reactionary maintenance, with a team of people who do a similar thing, different disciplines, electrical and mechanical, basically just maintaining the hospital. Apprentices, we've always had quite a number of apprentices, electrical and mechanical over the years. Latterly, in the last probably 3 or 4 years, we've had construction apprenticeships.
Oh, lovely.
Which has benefited the trust massively.
Yeah.
So my role was to look after the building apprentices, the joinery and the painting. introduce them into the environment and work with yourselves, forming a training package for them basically.
And how's that been working for the NHS and yourselves?
Really, really good. We've benefited massively. From a financial perspective, it's saved an awful lot of money because we don't have to get direct labour in from contractors. So there's been a financial gain for the trust. Flexibility in the fact that we can use the apprentices in areas where perhaps we couldn't do before. We'd have to get a contractor in, and if they couldn't get in there for whatever reason, we still have to pay the daily rates. So we have that flexibility as well. Plus the fact I think it's been good for the workforce in the fact that we're investing in them as well.
Yes,
So it's been a double benefit really.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys have benefited from mentoring the apprentices.
Yeah, that's a major part of the apprenticeship programme, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Although we naturally did it previously,
Yes.
that's one of the new things that the reforms have come into saying, that mentorship, how do we log it, how do we make sure that's happening? So how has that affected the staff? Has that been a benefit to them in realising what they actually know?
It has, yeah, because the thing is normally, as I say, you get the older guys who just disappear when they retire and everything and are forgotten about, but now we've been utilising their skills and knowledge for the apprentices, and so they've benefited from that, and it's given them a bit of, well, a role really, I suppose, you know what I mean? And both of them, both the apprentices and the older members of staff have really benefited from it, definitely.
A bit like joint respect
Absolutely.
in the new ways that young people learn and the older ways of my generation and your generation
That's
of
right.
saying this is how it must be done because this is the way that it benefits the NHS and the hospital and the patients that we serve, I suppose, as well.
Yeah. We can mould the apprentices, to be honest with you, into how we want them to work within our department, which has also been really useful.
Yeah. Oh, that's absolutely fantastic. So you mentioned about apprentices contributing to the service of what you're providing. Can you go a bit more into that, of the benefits of them coming to the NHS for an apprenticeship or on any apprenticeship really in construction at all?
Well, what we've found is that we've had various different schemes, ward refurbishments, just general refurbishments in and around the hospital, and they've benefited because we don't have to get, as I say, external contractors in there. So it's just made it a little bit more easier to do that. We can get a team to say, right, there you go, that's your job. That's the next 12 weeks. You're just refurbishing all that ward. Or even the smaller jobs, to be honest, even just a toilet that got painted, you know, it's just made it so much easier, definitely.
Yeah. So what about career paths within the NHS for these young people that are starting off in their apprenticeships?
We've got quite a few guys and girls, to be honest with you, that have started off as apprentices and worked their way through. Some of them have become team leaders, some of them have become managers. We have a career route that we've mapped out for the apprentices and any staff, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And if they want to, they can choose that route.
And what's nice about the apprenticeships and the reforms is that you can be 16 to any age, you know,
definitely.
60 and beyond in looking at that career path and that development and the way that apprenticeships are now developed to degree level.
Yeah.
So does that allow you to look at the team leading skills and developing those mentoring skills for those apprentices that are maybe 4 or 5 years now within the role that they're doing to mentor the young people along with your grandma and granddad, if you like, of your industry as well?
Definitely.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of staff, to be honest with you, have started off as maintenance assistant, semi-skilled, and they've upskilled, going through the apprenticeship route. And as I say, we've had quite a few of the guys who have gone through, done their apprenticeship, left it for a bit, and then gone back to do degrees and team leaders, you know, become team leaders as a result of that.
So that conversation with the new apprentices are happening and saying this is where you could be if you want to be.
Yeah.
And obviously the apprenticeship route allows you to diverse as well within the NHS because it's so vast of the careers choices that it could be.
Yes.
That they've got those opportunities as well to go into.
Absolutely, yeah.
So what kind of advice could you give young or older apprentices coming to us that are looking at apprenticeship of when they come to us as a provider and they said, this is what I want to do an apprenticeship in construction, and you're saying, I'm looking for these key criteria of people. What kind of things would you advise them to look at, research for interview techniques and things like that? Because I know that you interview them personally yourself.
I do, yeah. I would advise basically just do a bit of research, either on the hospital trust or a company prior to any interviews. It's always best to do that little bit of research into it, because you can guarantee somebody will ask a question in the interview process, myself included, just so that you know that somebody's paid a bit of attention and just thought, well, I'll do a little bit of research into it, just so I've got an understanding of what the company provides or the service provider provides.
Yeah.
So I would say that's a definite.
Just get that research done, look
Well
at
worth
what
it.
they've applied for,
Yes.
which apprenticeship it is,
Yeah.
and how that might fit into
Yes.
that, to that company.
Have an
or
understanding of the
EHS.
role and how it integrates within the company as
Yeah.
well. That's a big thing.
And about questioning as well. I've always said that if an apprentice has those questions ready and then you naturally answer them during that interview, not to sit there and try and think of new questions, but actually answer those questions.
Yeah.
That that you've answered for them, and say, I was going to ask about this, but you gave me that answer. And if they describe it, it's about those listening skills, isn't it, during that interview
Definitely.
process?
Yeah.
And how that, that relationship
Yes.
builds in. So we've mentioned that the interview is so important, and those questioning and listening and that research. So, and then about asking about those career paths as well within that interview process. What would you say are possibly the essential qualities of that apprentice that you're looking for?
Right from the start, right from interview, when you're interviewing somebody, it's to find when they come across as if they're attentive, they're not looking around the room, or they're actually listening. Eye contact's very, very, very important. The old-fashioned values, make sure that they turn up.
Yes.
They're well presented.
Yeah.
They listen, they're attentive, and they're taking in everything that you're saying. So a lot of the questions that we do ask, we'll ask a question within the first part of the interview, and then maybe go back to it after to see if they've actually thought about what you've actually asked.
Yes.
It's not really a trick question, but it's a way of just sussing the person out, because it's very, very hard to understand in a half an hour's interview what the person's going to be like. But those, I would say, the main attributes: make sure they turn up in good time, they're attentive, and also they answer the questions as well. It's very, very hard, as I say, to answer the questions sometimes because of nerves and everything. But the more you give, the better you get, really, I always think.
Definitely, yeah, over rather than under.
Definitely, yeah.
Your skills and
Absolutely,
what you're
yeah.
bringing
Yeah.
across to the apprenticeship. Just describe to me how our working relationship works, really, for young people to understand we're the provider, you're the employer, how that marries up, because I think people think they're two separate things, but actually we're not, are we?
No, I mean, the hospital trust has worked with yourselves for quite a long time now, to be honest with you, and I've found it really beneficial in the fact that if I've got any issues or any problems, I can come and see you. We can cater the course to suit the hospital or whatever service provider. You're very good in feedback from your perspective in terms of of how the apprentices are getting on. We get regular reviews. There's always that communication and all the lines of communication. So basically, we work together. As I say, it's worked really well, really well.
We've built on those relationships as well in developing specific programmes for yourself as well,
Yes, you
haven't
have.
we? To make sure
Definitely.
that we can meet the criteria of the apprenticeship, but actually help you to make sure that the apprentice gets that additional
Yes.
learning and understanding of those theoretical and practical elements. Which has helped us both, hasn't it, in our learning, what we need to deliver.
Well, our particular thing's quite specific, really, with it being a hospital, as I say. So therefore, if it's a bit different from the guys working on site, really, to working in the hospital environment. It's completely different. So that little bit of experience and knowledge that you guys have given them has been really, really helpful. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's nice to hear.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Thank you ever so much, Heather. It's been lovely seeing you.
Thank you for inviting me. It's been good to see you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for watching our virtual event. I hope you found them really informative. I want to thank Carol for joining me and all the employers for taking part, the staff, the apprentices during the filming process. This isn't the end, this is the beginning of your journey. There will be people on hand, if you're watching it live, to answer your questions. Please email them and they will get back to you immediately. If you're watching it at a later stage, please email and we will get back to you as soon as we can to help with you with your journey and all the information that you need. Thank you ever so much. See you soon.